Start things off here with Grand Rapids taking on the Orlando Valkyries here from Van Andel Arena. Dan Hasty, Katie Olson along with you. John Ilk back in our studios in downtown GR. One last chance to go over keys of the game with Katie. Is right now we've talked a little bit about focus. We've talked a little bit about staying unpredictable. We've talked about the middles and the exceptional size that Orlando has. Again, we've talked about all those things, but again, there's a lot of things that are going to be really important that go well beyond those here tonight.
Yeah, definitely the heart. The heart that both of these teams can play with is super important. Who wants it more? Right now, there's only one game difference separating Orlando Valkyries and Grand Rapids Rise. You're seeing San Diego Mojo thrown in there too. So they're San Diego Mojo and Orlando Valkyries are both at 7 wins. So for them, Orlando could take and tie Grand Rapids if they do take this game, and then Grand Rapids Rise can really go above the other teams if they do take this game as well.
Time for our last timeout. On the other side, we'll have first serve. Grand Rapids and Orlando. The Rise and the Valkyries are other side of this timeout here on Rise Radio.
Nebraska, where champions rise and dreams come alive. Get ready for an electrifying weekend of pro volleyball action. The inaugural Pro Volleyball Federation Championship takes over CHI Health Center. Witness the top 4 teams of Pro Volleyball Federation battle it out for eternal glory and a $1 million bonus. The match for $1 million, May 15th and May 18th. Secure your ticket today.
Too good.
Cross to Edmond. And there. Out on a Lasariva.
Perfect Nye. He's just an assassin.
Let's do this. It is Grand Rapids and Orlando. Grand Rapids Rise Volleyball from Van Andel Arena. The Rise are in their home navy tops today. Orlando going with their road whites here for this contest today. Our referees, Brianna Spain is our first referee. Devoni McClarty is number 2. And then Lori Nelson will be our challenge referee. Our referee is back in our studios here in downtown Grand Rapids, not too far away from our location. That's John Ilk on the 1s and 2s. Grand Rapids and Orlando, a fight for a stronger grip on a trip to the PBF postseason awaits. We gave you our starting lineups. Crowd has filled in. They're ready for volleyball. We hope you are on Thursday night in Grand Rapids. Serving for Orlando, Wilma Rivera. She is their setter. Much like when Grand Rapids goes first, it's Ashley Evans. Today, it's Orlando's serve. Up it goes, over it goes, we're underway. Chassé, Evans, looking near side, and Erica Pritchard gets it inside the line, and it's a point for Grand Rapids. And just like that, we're underway. Ironically, it was Vegas that scored the first point of all 5 sets the last time they played here at home. Ashley Evans serves. Over, Rivera trying to set up, but it's handled there. Evans looking near side, Dimitrova. A block touch and a point for Grand Rapids makes it 2-0. You know, Grand Rapids, they beat Orlando. They swept them the last time these two teams played, but they were really close sets. Evans over. Rivera setting it up in the middle, and a great play by Evans to keep it alive. Tapped over by Chassé. Now an ear-side look and a block out in front. How about Dimitrova and Kayla Caffey? 3-0, and Grand Rapids is off to a great start. You hear the chant that says monster block here in Grand Rapids. Evans over. Rivera setting it up. Michaela White knocked away. Pritchard, back row attack. Chassé into the net. And Orlando has its first point, make it 3-1. Adora Anai, one of the most impressive talents the PVF has to offer. 1 serving 3. Pritchard, Evans, Erica Pritchard, and a great play to go down and get it. Georgia Murphy, the libero. They have to free ball it over. Gomez, Evans, Caffey, swatted away. Guess who? Michaela White. And Orlando has back-to-back points. And that all goes back to that dig by Georgia Murphy.
Yeah, that was fantastic. You saw Erica Pritchard really take a high swing to the back corner, but Georgia Murphy was able to drop that inside shoulder.
Rise got the first 3. Now they're trying to hold that lead. They look for Dimitrova, and they do just that. Amelia Dimitrova makes it 4-2. Big swing of that left arm. Told us before the contest and has said it publicly, so we're not telling any tales out of school. This will be her last season. She's planning on retiring after this year, but she has been the heartbeat of this team. Gomez looking for Chassé. Good play to keep it alive there by Rivera. Evans, Gomez, Dimitrova, little tap, and a great play by Georgia Murphy again. She's off to a brilliant start. Evans wants Dimitrova again, comes right back. Now they have to reset. How about Chassé? How about the back line? Claire Chassé just getting warmed up. It's 5-2 Grand Rapids.
That was a beautiful set by Ashley Evans. You saw Kayla Caffey running as a decoy while she set the outside ball there.
Erica Pritchard serves, pounds it with her right hand into the net. First service error for either side makes it 5-3. And it goes to Michaela White, the 6'4" product of James Madison. And Kathy George had a lot of nice things to say about before this contest today. Gomez, Evans setting it up for Caffey. Make it 6-3. And that's one of the things we've seen kind of evolve this year is watching Ashley Evans set up those middles.
Yeah, it's great to see when you, as a setter, when you set your middles early, it really opens up everything, all the other sets of the court.
Caffey serves. Rivera setting up the far side. Anai knocked away. Evans going for Dimitrova. Little tap and it's down. Amelia Dimitrova with a little poke over, and it's 7-3 GR. The serve still with Caffey. Rivera setting it up near side, and down it goes.
Point Valkyries.
Skylar Fields did a great job by getting her feet to that out-of-system ball and staying high. At 6'3", it is really nice that you can touch the ball so high naturally, but being able to shoot it into that back corner.
Well, Fields was listed as number 55. She's donning number 27 tonight. China Joseph had the serve. Air Claire sends it to the back row, and a great play to lay out to keep it alive by Anai, but the point goes to Grand Rapids, and their lead is 8-4.
I will say we've seen a lot of that power tip from Grand Rapids recently, and it has been working, so I'd expect a lot more this season. Orlando
won a match here in 5 sets the last time these two teams played here, and then it was a 3-0 sweep. Good play by Dimitrova to keep it alive. Trying to put it up for Evans, but didn't have enough juice to get it over. 8-5, the Rise lead is 3. Now it's Skylar Fields' turn. One of the biggest in-season additions that this league has had. Pounds it over with the right hand. Handled. Evans setting it up on a slide play for Grote. Handled by Orlando and Georgia Murphy. Now a reverse slide play. And it's sent right back to where it came. Near side, a little bit too strong, out of bounds. Adora Anai with a little bit too much on that right hand swing, and it's 9-5 Grand Rapids.
Love that setter switch between slide and slide. That's a lot of movement for both sides of the court.
Claire Chassé with the serve. Back row attack. And what a nice play there from Shaina Joseph. Make it 9-6.
Serving 11, Kaz Brown.
And there's Kaz Brown. Middle blocker, the former Kentucky Wildcat, into the net. Make it 10-6 as the Rise get a gift point. Gomez comes out, Kayla Caffey comes in as Maren Grote heads to the service line for the first time tonight. 10 serving 6. Rivera. Meanwhile, a block that goes out of bounds. Point Orlando. They tried to get that one on the near side with Evans. Couldn't get it down, though. Wilma Rivera to serve. Boy, can she throw a fastball from that line. Holy smokes. Here's Dimitrova. She's got one, too, but it's kept alive. Little tap over. Dimitrova. Evans from the back row, Chassé. Murphy there again. Partially blocked, Gomez. Evans, a chance for Caffey, nothing there. And now Fields kept alive momentarily. Chassé goes down to keep it alive, what a play. Marathon point at stake here. Chassé can't handle it, and it goes to Orlando. It's 10-8 Grand Rapids.
Watching a lot of these games, you're seeing a significant increase in the length of a rally. Just all of the touches, the reading, the communication, it's truly great.
Another big left-hand swat in Rivera. After all that work, it's amazing how much work goes into getting 1 point and then to see everything even out after one swing.
Oh my gosh, you're huffing and puffing after that play.
Serve goes over from Evans. Orlando setting it up near side, and they get the point on the swing from the far sideline. That's Adora Anai.
Anai with that cut shot back. You're seeing that a lot from the right sides, being able to bring it right back to that 10-foot line cross court.
11-9 Grand Rapids, just underway, set number 1 here in GR. Anai served, Evans setting up Chassé. Another play by Georgia Murphy. Holy smokes, free balling it over. Little miscommunication, and down it goes with Skylar Fields. Well, the Rise were a little out of system that time. It's 11-10.
Yeah, it looks like they had a little bit of a communication error, and then Skylar Fields, perfect, put it right down.
Kathy George, the head coach of the Rise, is standing hands on hips. I don't think she saw something she liked there. It's now a 1-point Rise edge. And on the serve, another error. That's Anai's, and it's 12-10 Grand Rapids. If nothing else, they're getting a little help here in the first set.
There are, and you won't often see topspin serves miss that back line. Since there is that spin on it, it tends to drop in that back court.
Erica Pritchard to serve for Grand Rapids, up 12-10. Handled by Orlando, looking to go near side. Shaina Joseph handled, but it goes back to Orlando. They set up Michaela White. Dug out by Gomez. They look for Dimitrova. Fight at the net, taken back by Orlando from the back line into the net. And a point for Grand Rapids. They've got that 3-point lead back that they got right out of the gate. It's 13-10. Not so sure if that was just into the net or if it was a block. Either way, Rise will take it. Rivera setting up Fields. Great diving play. That's Erica Pritchard. Gomez to Dimitrova. Blocked, but right back to Grand Rapids. Evans setting up Chassé. Blocked. Great play by Gomez. Right back to Chassé. Down it goes! That's a point brought to you by Camila Gomez, 14-10 Grand Rapids.
Gomez does a great job of covering the court. She dives, lays out her body everywhere, and gets the defensive side going.
They set it up again for Fields, kept alive, and out of bounds it floats. 14-11 as Skylar Fields gets the swing and a point for the Valkyries. Dimitrova kind of lost track of it momentarily. Otherwise, I think she might have had a chance to go get it. Michaela White serving. Or is Orlando? Trails by 3. Pritchard, Evans for Dimitrova, blocked. Caffey tried to send it over. It's going to force Orlando into a free ball situation. Chassé, Evans sets up Dimitrova, and down it goes. The Grand Rapids Rise are the first to 15 in set 1. We've got a timeout in Grand Rapids. Good start for the Rise. They lead Orlando 15-11. You've got the Grand Rapids Rise, courtesy of the University of Michigan Health West.
Baby, I'm a big deal, I got it like that. I did it again, who told you that I was finished? Fresh off the plane with a new mani-pedi. My hair stay laid and you know I get paid. $100 bills, I got racks on the way. I'm making them big moves, I won't stay quiet. 5'6", but I feel like a giant. I got the source, I am the supplier. I can make them boys sing like the inner choir. I'm on top and I'm taking it higher.
Back at Van Andel Arena, 15-11, the Grand Rapids Rise leading the Orlando Valkyries. Good start for GR. They've got a 4-point lead in a big battle for a stronghold on third place in the Pro Volleyball Federation standings. Dan Hasty, Katie Olson, and the rabble-rouser himself, John Ilk, back in the studios in downtown GR. As Grand Rapids tries to put themselves in postseason position, Amelia Dimitrova, a couple of big swings already for her. She was saying how big of a deal this one is to get here tonight. Caffey serves, and we're back underway. They look for Skylar Fields, and her big right-hand swing goes a little too long. Point Grand Rapids, and the Rise have their biggest lead at 16-11. Now it's Kayla Caffey. Nearly ended up as an ace, and I had to go down to get it. Fields with a big swing, handled by Chassé. Evans, back row, touch from Pritchard. Good play by Orlando to keep it alive. They set it up for Fields again. Collected by Grand Rapids, now they want Chassé. And down it goes. May have been a block touch. Either way, it's a point, and the Rise are up 6.
I would say that's one of Claire Chassé's most impressive swings, that her ability to cut that as hard as she can into the grass.
She was dynamite in her last match. Here's a chance, and it doesn't get much easier for Maren Grote in the middle. And all of a sudden, the Rise are on a bit of a roll. 18-11.
Now we're seeing a sub come in for now. You're seeing Carly Scott come in. Oh, should be in the middle back position as the other outside.
It was 11-10 just a few moments ago. Rise have gotten 8 of the last 9 points. They set it up in the middle. And is it a block touch? They say no. They say it's a Grand Rapids point. Kaz Brown thought it was touched. And will Orlando want that to take a second look? No. Timeout, Orlando. Well, we saw a similar surge when the last time we were here. We saw Grand Rapids in that 5th set have 7 straight points. What do you notice when you see this Rise team go on a run like that? What kind of things are clicking in place?
Confidence and communication. That can take over so much of a volleyball game. Kayla Caffey back to, it's ironic that it happens with middle serving because, you wouldn't think as much since they're a little weaker than the libero on the defense, but they're really stepping up their game. They're serving, honestly, they're probably like, let's serve tough, so then it's a harder swing on the other end.
Last time out, it was Orlando losing in 5 sets to San Diego. The Mojo narrowly took that 5th set, 18-16. Orlando ended up losing for the 2nd straight match. Now they're trying to avoid a 3rd straight defeat. Rise have 5 straight points and 9 of the last 10. Kayla Caffey at the service line. Over Rivera, looking for Joseph, big swing. Pritchard has it for Grand Rapids. Near side, it's Dimitrova, down it goes, and the Rise are feeling it in the first. 20-11, Grand Rapids is on a roll. Kayla Caffey trying to keep that snowball rolling downhill. Rivera for Joseph. Good play by Evans. Caffey setting it up for Dimitrova. A big swing, and she finds the empty space. Amelia Dimitrova is in cruise control. 21-11. This is like a heater at the craps table. Here's Skylar Fields with a big swing, and finally a point for Orlando. That only comes after 6 straight. Check that. 7 straight points for Grand Rapids. And 11 of 12 as Kayla Caffey comes out.
Serving 20,
Paula Sarame, the former Indiana Hoosier, to the service line for the Valkyries. Chassé, Evans setting up the middle. That's Maren Grote, and the Rise are up by 10.
Just seems like for the Rise right now, it's just going right. Everything that they're doing is just going right.
Amelia Dimitrova to serve. Here's a chance right in front of the net, and that goes as a point. That's technically an ace for Amelia Dimitrova, right?
Technically, I think I'd stat that as an ace. Looks like we got a libero switch, which you're not seeing too often on the Orlando Valkyries.
Tell you who that is after the serve from Dimitrova goes into the net.
Let's go, Rise!
That looks like Audrey Cruz. Listed as an outside, but now she's got the blue libero jersey. Meanwhile, Dimitrova sends a fastball over, nothing doing. There's the bump. Evans with the set, and a tap over. Thanks to Maren Grote on the slide play. Lights go down. Set point comes up for GR. And the chance to seal set number 1 lands with Air Claire. Chassé at the service line. Fields gets a point back for Orlando. Rise have been so good in the early sets this season. They've positioned themselves well to the tune of being in 3rd place. Grand Rapids trying to take the first set. Evans with a little tip. Comes right back, and Maren Grote gives it to Orlando. Other side, big swing block, comes back to the Valkyries. Trying to put it over, it's into the net. And the Grand Rapids Rise have taken set number 1. That's one of their biggest set wins in franchise history. They take down Orlando by 11 in the first. Let's see if that momentum rolls into set number 2. Always the million-dollar question. It's 1-0 Grand Rapids on top as we move this into the second set on the other side of this timeout. Good start for Kathy George's squad. It's Rise Volleyball on YouTube, and 96 won the game.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at renathletics.com and provolleyballshop.com.
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale, news, and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
As the sun continues to shine on the inaugural season of the Pro Volleyball Federation, the stage is set for the crowning of a champion.
An energetic Saturday night here inside Gas South Arena. Vibe and the mojo and our first serve.
In the heart of competition, Pro Volleyball Federation has ignited a firestorm of excitement, captivating audience and athletes alike with every match. But behind every spike, every dive, there's been a force driving excellence. Ren Athletics.
And then the solo block right on.
Ren Athletics proudly champions the success of the Pro Volleyball Federation's first season. Here's to many more victories on the horizon.
Back getting ready for set number 2. Dan Hasty, Katie Olson, John Ilk back in the studio. And right there, it was domination from Grand Rapids once we got to about the 10th point here in that first set.
Yeah, you saw Grand Rapids really start to target Skylar Fields on the service line. So she was passing majority of their balls. She had 13, so it looked like they were able to keep Wilma Rivera from running their offense like they wanted to. Michaela White, Kaz Brown, I think they only had maybe 7 sets total. That's not something that you see very often from Orlando. So I'd expect the passing to tighten up a little bit. You're now seeing Jill Gillen out there. That might pull a little bit of a different passing lineup for them.
Also, between sets, they had 2 gentlemen down on the floor, and the name of the game was Draw a Picture of a House with Your Head. You ever tried that before, Katie?
You know, I haven't, but I might have to now.
A helmet pen. I don't know if we're selling those at the team shop. Marin Grote to serve. We're underway in set 2. Wilma Rivera for Shina Joseph. Dimitrova handles it, but it comes right back to the Valkyries. Rivera wants Joseph again, taps it over. Down goes Evans to keep it alive. Free ball goes back to Orlando, but Grand Rapids lives to see the point continue. They set it up. Fields partially blocked. Chassé, Evans, Pritchard. It's down, and the Rise have the lead in the second. A marathon point right out of the gate in set 2. We talked with assistant coach Dennis Dimitrov before this contest, and he talked about how important focus was going to be. There's a big swing, and down goes the point for Kaz Brown. We're all tied at 1.
The key to keeping Orlando Valkyries into this match is being able to run those middles. So getting Wilma Rivera in front of that 10-foot line in system is what they need to do.
Shina Joseph serves. Almost ended up down for a point. Good job by Chassé, setting up Erica Pritchard, and the Rise take the lead. What is it about Erica Pritchard that makes her a better matchup for Orlando?
Her shots. Right now, you see that she was facing completely cross court and then took that ball down the line.
She was not a starter in the last match against Atlanta, but she ends up in this one. Meanwhile, the serve for Evans goes into the net. We're all tied at 2. Skylar Fields with a chance at the service line for Orlando. All even at 2. That one a little bit too long. Boy, was that close. 3-2 Grand Rapids as the 2 teams trade service errors. I guess that was a little farther out than first thought, but either way, Grand Rapids has the point. Pritchard over. Rivera near side as this one is sent packing. Jill Gillen gets monster blocked, and it's 4-2. That's Dimitrova.
She lined up perfectly on Jill Gillen's right side shoulder, giving her nowhere to go, pressing over the net.
Pritchard pounds it back into the net. Got a couple of service errors that has plagued the Rise in set number 2. Some free points for Orlando. And it's Kaz Brown's turn to serve. 3 serving 4. Too strong. We've seen sets that have started like this, where both teams struggle at the service line, but the Rise get a point out of that transaction. Now it's Kayla Caffey, who was at the service line in set number 1 so long she could have packed a lunch. Little mishandle. Gillen sends it across. Pritchard, Evans, wants Dimitrova. Good play to keep it alive. That was Georgia Murphy who eventually got it over. Here's Dimitrova, and it's blocked. Gillen and Michaela White have it a 1-point set, 5-4 Grand Rapids.
Checking in 31, Camila Gomez.
And that's one thing about Orlando. They've got size. Always seemingly talking about Michaela White and Kaz Brown. Serve goes over. Evans for Dimitrova. That one caught Skylar Fields. Gillen, big swing. Gomez down to get it. Evans wants Chasse. Gillen keeps it going. Murphy for Gillen. Too strong. Sat just beyond the back line, and Grand Rapids gets the point. Okay, that one was a little closer.
Yeah, definitely was. Jill Gillen is so fun to watch. The energy that she brings to the court and just being 5'7" and hitting the ball as hard as she does with all of her shots.
Dimitrova serves. Big swing, handled by Gomez. Looking for Chasse, partially blocked. Murphy, Rivera setting up her middle, and a big swing. Down it goes from Michaela White. Getting back to your point on Gillen, the last time these two teams played here, that was on April the 6th. It felt like Gillen was a rallying point for Orlando. It's part of the reason they won.
Yeah, she came in late into the sets and really brought some energy to the Valkyries.
Evans setting up Grote on a slide play. Comes right back to Grand Rapids. They got to do it again. Another slide play. This time it's tapped. Murphy, Rivera, wants Joseph. Diving play comes back over, but it's out of bounds. And we are tied at 6.
Joseph coming off of a great match that she had against San Diego Mojo. She was set almost more than the outside in that game.
6-6, all knotted up. Gillen pounds it over. Chasse, Evans setting up the middle for Grote, nothing there. Chasse puts it back. Evans going back to Air Claire, blocked out in front. Joseph and White, and Orlando has their first lead here in set 2. That's their first lead of the match. One thing we've learned, momentum is only as good as what's going on in a particular set. After a 25-14, that's nearly a block, but Orlando keeps it going. Skylar Fields taps it over. Evans for Chasse, trying to give Grand Rapids a tie set. Can't do it. Big swing from Fields, and Orlando tacks on another point to make it 8-6.
Orlando's really making the point to keep their passes in system for Wilma Rivera and let her run the offense. That's the difference that you're seeing right now. She has the ability to do what she does best and set up her attackers.
And it's 4 straight points for Orlando. Grand Rapids trying to stop the bleed here. They've got Chasse, taps it over, finds the empty spot, and stops that Orlando surge. 8-7 Valkyries. And the serve will go to the one they call Air Claire, Claire Chasse. Out of bounds it goes. Another service error here in the second set. We've had a lot of those here in the second.
Let's go, Rise!
That's Michaela White. 9 serving 7. Gomez to Evans for Dimitrova. Big swing handled by Gillen. Tapped at the net. Good play by Evans to go down and get it. But an easy play set up for Kaz Brown. And Orlando all of a sudden on a roll, much like we saw Grand Rapids in that first set. It's 10-7 Valkyries. I can guarantee you Kathy George does not want her team getting comfortable having swept this Orlando team the last time these two teams played, because Orlando played all 3 of those sets very closely. Now it's about the Rise not wanting to fall too far behind. Evans setting up for Pritchard. Too strong, and it's 11-7. Rise is kind of being their own worst enemy here in the second set, Katie.
Here we go, Rise. Here we go.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about a little bit earlier, is that you got to stick with your game plan and what you're doing on your side and not let the other side affect you. I think now they're trying to switch it up a little bit because Orlando is coming back, and you're seeing that's where the errors are being made.
How do the Rise counter? Let's find out after we come back. It's a timeout on the floor taken by Kathy George. We'll take one with them. It's Pro Volleyball from GR on the Rise Radio and TV network.
Sara Tomcom out of Thailand, a very, very gifted and experienced international setter. Tomcom is so good in defense and also in transition. Beautiful play to the outside. 5'5" out of Thailand, her 16th year as a professional.
Always pushes the pace. I love her choices too, offensively.
Back here at Van Andel, 11-7, Grand Rapids trailing the Orlando Valkyries. Dan Hasty, Katie Olson. Right now the Rise got to find a way to battle back. It's one thing that they did in the first set. They really just expanded their first set lead to the point where Orlando just couldn't run anymore, decided to just kind of throw in the towel, make a focus on set number 2. And Katie, to that point, Orlando has figured a few things out.
Yeah, they've tightened up their passing on serve, receive, and defense, getting that ball in system for Wilma Rivera. So in system for volleyball is typically in front of that 10-foot line, and if you say like in that logo. So she is able to really see the blockers on the other side. It makes it a lot harder for the Rise to block.
It'll be interesting to see what Grand Rapids does from a personnel standpoint if they decide to make any changes. Right now, Kathy George rolling with most of her starters. In fact, all of them at this point in time. Serve over from Michaela White. Evans, Rise need a big point, and they've got it thanks to Erica Pritchard. Kathy George says she loves that matchup of Pritchard against Orlando, and so far, she's proving Kathy George right.
Definitely helped that Ashley Evans got her a one-on-one block there.
Marin Grote to serve. Coming right back, big swing from Kathy. Happy birthday! It's 11-9, Orlando's lead cut to 2. They put that one on a tee for the former Texas Longhorn. Now it's Grote once again. Fields, Rivera popping it up for Joseph. Kept alive, Chassé, they've got to free ball it over, and they do. Good job. Now a big swing, and down it goes from the middle. Kaz Brown gives the Orlando Valkyries their 3-point lead. Something tells us it's not going to be quite the second set as it was the first set. Orlando has really picked it up in the second. And there's Shaina Joseph to serve. Chassé, Evans wants Pritchard again. And that's a nice little tandem that's working wonders so far tonight. Rise are down 2.
Loving how we're getting a hole in that block, and that's all due to the fact that Ashley Evans was setting Kayla Caffey early on in set 1.
Evans serves. Grand Rapids watches a big point for Orlando. They just can't seem to get it tighter than 2 or 3 points. You see how close that one was.
Kaz Brown.
Sneak it in.
Kaz Brown hitting that ball right out of Wilma Rivera's hands and keeping it up high.
Big timing there. Gomez, Evans for Pritchard. Good play by Joseph to throw out that right arm. Chance for Gillen at the net. Blocked and popped up, and it goes to Orlando. Their lead goes to 4.
You're going to see a lot of that from Jill Gillen. Her just swinging high hands and trying to go through that block, catch any of the tall girls on their toes.
Field serves. Almost ended up as an ace. Evans setting up Pritchard. And right now, that's looking like Joe Montana to Jerry Rice. That's for some of you more experienced football watchers. 14-11 Orlando. What's the equivalent to that now? Can't be Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill. That's expired. Here's a big block that falls out of bounds. Point Orlando. Brady to Gronk, probably a little bit more recent. Mahomes to Kelsey. Or if you're from Orlando, you go even farther back, Penny and Shaq. Claire Chaussee. That's a big swing, and the Rise desperately needed that. They needed that like people need air. Rise are down 3.
Claire Chaussee definitely knows what to do against Wilma Rivera. They were actually teammates a couple years back.
Kayla Caffey over. Right at the net. Big swing by Gillen, but it's right back to Orlando. Here's a chance for the middle. Good play by Pritchard to go down with it. Put it right back. Another big swing. And the right arm of Michaela White gives Orlando a 16-12 lead. I mean, Rise just have not been able to get on that hot streak that they did in the first set. Rivera with that wicked serve as they tend to a couple of the spots on the floor. It's amazing how fast they clean up those wet spots on the floor. They're getting hasty out there. Here's a shot into the net. That's a service error, and the Rise will take any break they can get at this point. They're down 3.
I think they were wiping up that floor just to ice the server.
Strategy at its finest. Dimitrova to serve. And it's our first ace of the second set. Amelia Dimitrova. And a huge pivot point here for Grand Rapids. They've shaved the lead down to 2. Can Dimitrova find a way to get her team down just a point? Good play by Murphy to lay out for it. Big swing and a point for Orlando. Rise just can't seem to get closer than down 2, and now they've got work to do. Jill Gillen, 17, serves 14, and Gillen has an ace. 2 straight for Orlando. Well, the way that this match went the last time these two teams played to 5 sets is interesting. Here's Claire Chaussee. Can they keep it alive? They will. What a play. Free ball comes over. Gomez bumps. Evans sets. Slide play. Grote. And a block out in front by Skylar Fields. And Orlando has taken command of the second set.
Right there on those players. Those are the ones that, if you're getting the free ball, you definitely want to capitalize on that play. Great hustle play by Orlando Valkyries.
Gillen again. And a miss hit. An ace for Gillen, her second of this sequence. That's 4 straight for Orlando. And here comes a change for Kathy George's team. Erica Pritchard comes out.
You see Shannon Scully come into the back row for Pritchard. She's a steady passer, and that's what they need right now.
Gillen gets the back line. Jill Gillen is taking control of this set. That's 3 aces for Gillen. You can go a whole match without 3 aces. And that time, Grand Rapids finally able to let it go by. Rise got a whole lot of work to do right now because this one's clearly in the hands of Orlando. Let's see if they can go on a run and tighten this one up with Claire Chaussee at the service line. Chance for Grote. Big swing, out of bounds. Rise, who were so locked in that first set, little out of sorts in the second. Usually you get a chance that close to the net, and you're cashing it in about 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, if I was a tall middle blocker, I would love those balls.
Evans wants Scully. Nothing there. To the net. Point Grand Rapids. They needed that. they're still down by 6. Kayla Caffey's back in for GR. Camila Gomez steps out. Rise took the first set pretty convincingly. If you're just joining us, 25-14. Now they're down by 6. Rivera setting it up in a big swing. Dimitrova keeps it alive. Evans to Chassé, taps it, and it's 2 straight for Grand Rapids. 22-17. Big match tonight for playoff chances amidst the Rise playing 5 matches in 9 days. You gotta imagine these girls are fighting it physically and mentally to get a timeout on the floor. How often did you have to play 5 matches in 9 days during your time at Grand Valley?
I do believe that there was one tournament. And let me say tournament, not games. So you were expecting to play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but not individual games against different set teams and travel, all of that, no.
Then you look at the travel schedule for Grand Rapids because they go on the road and they'll complete that 5-9 gauntlet with a trip to Vegas. That'll come up on Saturday, 10 o'clock Eastern time. You can catch that one on YouTube. Shout out to our friends on the YouTube chat. Then it's 2 games, 2 matches in 3 days. They've got at Omaha, at Columbus. Columbus has been in a bit of a tailspin lately. They've lost their last 6. So a good opportunity there. They get Columbus, then they're home for their final 3 matches of the regular season. San Diego on May 4th. May 4th, it is Star Wars night here in Grand Rapids, to the surprise of no one, because as they say, May the 4th be with you. They'll play again against San Diego the very next day, and then it's Omaha to finish out the regular season schedule. You can get tickets at grrise.com. Marin Grote to serve. Rise need a run. Rivera setting it up for Fields. Chassé keeps it going. They need more. Dimitrova taps. Nothing there. Georgia Murphy setting up Shaina Joseph. And a point on a big swing for the powerful righty. 23-17, Orlando's inching closer to taking set 2.
Right now we're seeing a setter blocking sub. Amy Pauley is not taking any chances in the front row right now. You're having Carly Graham come in as a setter.
And that's Carly Graham to the service line, just 2 points away from an Orlando set number 2 victory. And there's another ace. Boy, the Rise are having a hard time on those judgment calls at the back line.
You know, when I coach my little 14s and 15-year-olds, I don't let them just look at it. I'm like, follow it to the line just in case it drops, which are what most float serves do.
Evans gets the tap at the point, goes to Orlando. Amelia Dimitrova already signaling that she saw a block touch. And I think they're going to look at this because right now, if it stands the way it is, that's Orlando's set victory. 25-17, so they'll take another look, I believe.
Yeah, so you're seeing Ashley Evans go up and say, hey, she hit my hand. It rolled down my hand. So it looks like we're going to have that challenge.
Did look a little funny, didn't it?
Yep, so it'll be a block touch challenge.
So this is where we go to our video replay and we get a chance to take a little bit of a closer look. First time in 2 sets. Who would have thought? We almost went 2 full sets without a legitimate challenge from either side.
I think that's the first time that's probably ever happened. I feel like Grand Rapids normally puts up 1 challenge. So right here, you're seeing it on the video board. Looks like it's ruled no block touch.
The point goes to Orlando, as does the second set. Final score of set number 2, Orlando 25, Grand Rapids 17. Take a timeout because we're all set at 1. It is intermission here at Van Andel Arena. We step aside, then we'll come back, wrap up the first 2 sets, and get you all set for a very important set number 3. Whoever gets that, inching closer to potential postseason opportunity. All tied at 1. It's intermission time. It is Pro Volleyball from GR on the Rise Radio and TV network.
Oh my Omaha, Nebraska, where champions rise and dreams come alive. Get ready for an electrifying weekend of pro volleyball action. The inaugural Pro Volleyball Federation Championship takes over CHI Health Center. Witness the top 4 teams of Pro Volleyball Federation battle it out for eternal glory and $1 million bonus. The match for $1 million, May 15th and May 18th. Secure your ticket today.
Cash Brown just too good.
Crossed it, Edmond. And there. Out on a Lasariva.
For Nye, he's just an assassin.
Pro Volleyball Federation, where every action carries the weight of passion and pride. There's a select group that rises above the rest. 23 athletes of the Pro Volleyball Federation are past or current members of the USA Women's National Volleyball Team, each a testament to dedication, skill, and relentless pursuit of excellence. Pro Volleyball Federation, building champions and making dreams a reality.
Back here at Van Andel, getting ready for set number 3. Grand Rapids and Orlando are all tied up at 1. Dan Hasty, Katie Olson. We saw 2 very different sets so far tonight. We saw Grand Rapids dominate in the first, really caught some fire, and then Orlando just kind of coasted, especially because Grand Rapids was watching Orlando get a ton of aces in that second set.
4 aces in one set is just a game changer, and those aces came at crucial points for Grand Rapids, so momentum does change, and that's the biggest difference when you're looking at stats. The difference between set 1, set 2, the hitting percentages are about the same. Orlando Valkyries had a little bit higher hitting percentage. It came down to the serve and pass game, which is so important, and that's almost the skill that you learn first when you start to play. You saw that the Orlando Valkyries were really out of system, and Wilma Rivera wasn't able to run an effective or efficient offense. And then in the second set, they were completely changed. You saw them in system all the time, setting their middles, mixing it up, having holes in the Grand Rapids Rise block. That's what changed.
Emilia Dimitrova, she leads all scorers with 9 points. Claire Chassé has 7 for Grand Rapids, 5 for Erica Pritchard, 4 for Kayla Caffey. Meanwhile, on the other side for Orlando, 7 out of Skylar Fields, 6 from Jill Gillen. So there's a look at what's going on that is of interest statistically through the first 2 sets. Well, if one thing is clear, the way these 2 teams tend to play each other is tight. That's why the first set was so different. And in a lot of ways, the second set was kind of a wide margin too, as Grand Rapids went down by 8. But as we know, when Orlando and Grand Rapids get together, it's almost like a chess match as these matches go on. So how does Grand Rapids adjust here?
They need to serve tougher and get Orlando back out of system. It really helped that they weren't able to set their middles, but then also now you got to worry about Jill Gillen. She came in and had 6 points in that second set, which was a huge game changer for them. Really putting a solid block on her. She's used to a big block. She's what you call a blockbuster, where she just goes hard at the block. She does not care if she gets blocked. She's used to it. That's her game plan, is just to go high and hard off of the hands.
Meanwhile, one of the additions, and we just haven't seen very many of them over the course of this season by Grand Rapids, Molly Lohman, the talented middle blocker who played collegiately at Minnesota. Have not seen her yet. She was worked into the contest a couple of days ago against Atlanta. What are the odds we see her before this night is over?
I definitely think we could see a little bit of Molly Lohman come into the game for the Rise. She is such a steady front row player, and if that's what we're looking for, she would be a great addition to really throw some solid blocking and attacking up there. You know, another player that I forgot to mention was Skylar Fields for the Orlando Valkyries. The Rise did a great job of targeting almost every serve at her early on, trying to wear her out since she's not used to playing as much as she is right now. So I believe that Kathy George was like, let's serve every ball at her, so then when she's attacking, you know, it's a lot going on in your mind, which is what we saw in the first set and a little less in the second set, and then she was able to really come alive on the attacking line.
You know, it's so funny as we get ready for set number 3, everyone's tied at 1 set apiece, talking about the first 2 sets. So, you know, one of the things we talk about with Grand Rapids is how much will they eventually set up their middles, and how many chances will they give to the Marin Groats and the Kayla Cappies of the world. Meanwhile, on the other side, it feels like Orlando really gets the middles involved.
When they're in system, Wilma Rivera does a great job of setting the ball high enough for Michaela White and Kaz Brown to reach at their top, their peak, which is above our block. You know, you have Kayla Caffey over there at 6 feet, and both the middles on Orlando Valkyries are 6'4", so it's a lot easier as long as they stay high and run. They run such a quick ball in the middle, which means that they're up in the air with their elbows up, ready to hit that ball right out of Wilma Rivera's hand, which makes it a lot harder defensively to set up around.
And that puts us into set number 3. We take our final time out on the other side of this break. We'll start it off with set number 3, and a very important set for both teams on the other side of this timeout on Rise Radio and TV, presented by University of Michigan Health West.
NCAA women's volleyball will never be the same. Students of the game will study this era for generations. But we're only getting started. Sign up for pre-sale, news, and more at ncaa.com/volleyball.
Looking like a baddie, I show up and make them stop. Wanna know my name so badly, 'cause I run this whole block.
Gear up with the official Pro Collection apparel today. Available exclusively at realprovb.com and provolleyballshop.com.
Joseph. You're going to look at Erica Pritchard back into the mix for this third set after coming out momentarily. Chassé, Evans setting it up, and Marin Grote kind of two-hands it down. It's 2-1 Grand Rapids.
Yeah, you don't see that too often.
It's almost like she was able to gauge where the empty spaces was on the floor and took advantage of it. Dimitrova serves. Popped up to the net. Rivera fought for, and back to Grand Rapids it goes. They want Chassé. Murphy with a great play to keep it going. China Joseph with a big swing. And we're tied at 2.
Point Valkyries.
Nobody blinking quite yet here in set number 3. Get a look at the Rise bench. There's Skylar Fields. What a big addition she's been for this Orlando side. Pritchard, Evans to the back row, and a point thanks to Amelia Dimitrova. We were talking to her before this contest today, and one thing is evident. Even if it is her one and only season with the Rise, she's going to leave an imprint here that is long-lasting far after she leaves. She is a culture setter. Chassé over, big swing, kept alive momentarily. Great play by Gomez to keep it going, in the free ball back to the Valkyries. Rivera setting it up, big swing into the net from Fields, and the Rise come out with the point. Thanks to Camila Gomez, it's 4-2.
You always love to see a hustle play and that team get the point. Definitely a great play by Camila Gomez.
She was responsible for a lot of those first set points with a lot of really good digs. Here's a chance for Gillen, blocked right back. How about Marin Grote to make it 5-2? It's one thing we saw a lot more of during the Vegas match was a bigger presence in blocking. They're going to need more of that. Here's Gillen, and this time she's able to get it through that Grand Rapids defense, 5-3. Back in comes Michaela White.
Like I said before, Jill Gillen just won't go away. She's going to swing high and hard at every ball that she gets set.
That's Michaela White. And there's Kaz Brown with the serve. Evans popping it up from the back row. Dimitrova makes it 6-3. She's a little quiet in the second set. Now she's waking back up here in the third. Kind of went away, kind of towards Erica Pritchard in that second set.
Yeah,
and now Dimitrova's back.
I would credit that kill to Ashley Evans. She did a great job of really seeing the blocking mismatch.
Here's a chance for Gillen, and right back it came with Caffey. They'll try her again. Partially tipped up. Grote setting it up, and it comes right back to Grand Rapids. Evans setting it up for Chassé. Can they keep it going? They can. What a play by Orlando. That was Gillen running out of bounds in order to keep it alive. Meanwhile, Pritchard makes it official and gets the point for GR. Big right-handed swing, and it's 7-3. Marin Grote to serve. Fields, Rivera, Gillen. That one caught Grote, and it ends up floating out of bounds. Didn't exactly get it where she wanted to, and that's a point for Orlando to make it 7-4. Wilma Rivera possessing that big fastball. Pritchard with a swing, nothing doing. They want Gillen. Chassé, Evans setting it up for Caffey, and her shot goes into her own net. It was perhaps a step farther back than we're typically used to seeing her at 7-5.
Yeah, I think it was just a little bit of a miscommunication.
2 straight points for Orlando. Rivera over for Chassé. Evans setting it up. Little tap. Dimitrova gets it down. Georgia Murphy couldn't get to it, and Dimitrova's paced the Rise to a 3-point lead in the third. There's Ashley Evans, the former Boilermaker of Purdue. who probably doesn't want to talk about how the men's basketball national championship went. UConn pulling home a title. There's Claire Chassé pulling in point number 9 for Grand Rapids. Air Claire makes it 9-5. GR on top. Rivera teeing up a big swing for her middle, and Michaela White. Doesn't get much easier than that, 9-6.
What a beautiful grab by Wilma Rivera. She was able to keep both of her hands on this side of the net and just get it right to Michaela White.
And not touching the net in that scenario, got to be so tough. Gillen serves. Evans for Dimitrova, and there's a point for Grand Rapids. Boy, it's really centered around the 17-year pro here in the third. Amelia Dimitrova is on a heater. 10-6 Grand Rapids with the lead. Pritchard serves. Fields, Rivera. Joseph kept alive. Great play by Gomez to go down and get it. Free ball comes over. Grand Rapids lives to see another moment. Gomez stretching out to keep this one alive for Chassé. And Orlando's going to turn this one into a marathon point. Gomez keeps it going. They want Dimitrova. Down, no, kept alive that time. Did that hit a shoe? Chassé taps over, nothing doing there. The point that will never end. Evans goes down. Gomez to Chassé, and at long last, a power point settled by GR. The Rise are up by 5.
Right here you're watching the replay of it going off the foot of Wilma Rivera.
Sure did. We saw that in a match not too long ago here. Tap over from White. Good play by Evans to go down and get it. Another chance for Chassé, blocked. Michaela White gets a point for Orlando, 11-7. And, oh, I thought we had a player down for a moment. Even if we did, Ashley Evans is up. A little bit of a wet spot on the floor that time. Saw a lot of players huddled around her momentarily. Thankfully, everybody's all right. Michaela White serves. And she's had a good night tonight. This one a service error, and Grand Rapids gets the point back. Camila Gomez comes out, Maren Grote comes in, 12-7. And the chance for Kayla Caffey, who has taken on a bigger role as this season has gone on. She's been so important to this squad. Here's a shot for Fields, handled by Pritchard. And a quick block up front with Maren Grote. Another big swing. And this time, Kaz Brown gets it down. 12-8, Rise up 4.
Kaz Brown just so good about going after those deep corners. In the back row, you have a base, which is your left and your right back. They're about, I would say about 3 feet in and on that 10-foot line. So then you have the deep corners wide open, and Kaz Brown just does a great job of staying high. It's not a straight down powerful hit, but it's straight to those corners where no one is at.
A little bit of a wait for Shina Joseph. They had a few spots to tend to on the Grand Rapids side of the floor. It's been a busy day. Evans setting up Chassé. Down it goes, and Grand Rapids' lead is 5. Air Claire. Like poetry in motion. Rise are up 5.
Serving Amelia Dimitrova.
Amelia Dimitrova serves. She got the only ace for Grand Rapids. Swing for Field. Dimitrova pops it. Evans for Chassé again. We get a whistle.
Looks like we have a double on Ashley Evans.
And we don't often see that call. So what was different about that one?
No, so they're actually taking it away this coming year in the NCAA, so you're not going to see any of those setter errors, but they still have it for the professional league this year. Not sure what's going to happen in years to come.
Evans trying to catch them off guard, nothing doing. Gillen from the 10-foot line. Instead, here's Claire Chassé. Down it goes. That was like a skipping stone through the pond on that Orlando side. It's 14-9 Grand Rapids.
You watched the whole Orlando team crash for this tip. So you had multiple girls reading it. You had Joseph, You had Murphy coming in to get it. It just wasn't a quality touch, so no one was able to get that ball over. But great read by everyone on the Orlando team.
Claire Chassé serves, 14 serving 9. Into the net for Chassé, make it 10 for Orlando. Rise are denied the chance to be the first of 15. Kaz Brown back to serve for Orlando. Gomez couldn't handle it. Point and an ace for the Valkyries. We saw 4 of those in the second set, and they've got 1 here in the third. Kaz Brown. Pritchard, Evans for Chassé. Point Orlando. 3 straight for the Valkyries. They are not going quietly. Now Kathy George wants to talk it over. We'll step aside with her. Grand Rapids was up 14-9. Now the Valkyries are on a run. 3 straight points to tighten up the third set. It's Pro Volleyball from GR on the Rise Radio and TV network.
The wait is finally over. A concept years in the making becomes a reality tonight.
We have stars that are sure to make a splash in terms of heads.
There are stars everywhere you look.
No secret that tonight is going to be epic.
Prepare to make history. And we are underway. And what a start. And a serve for Wiley. Picks out Nunaviller.
Just so
Set number 3, it's 14-12. Grand Rapids was closing in on being the first of 15 in the third, but the Orlando Valkyries had other ideas. Dan Hasty, Katie Olson, John Ilk back in our studio downtown. Can Grand Rapids find a way to get control back here in the third set? Kathy George wanted to talk things over, hopefully stop what's been an Orlando run to get back into this contest. Kaz Brown's been on the service line for a while. Can Grand Rapids respond up by just 2? Evans putting it up for Pritchard, and they do. Response from the Rise, they're up 3. Serving 15-12 in the third set. We're all tied at 1 set apiece. Big third set up for grabs. Maren Grote's serve is too strong.
Point Valkyries.
You know, we don't see that too often from Maren Grote. She's been a very strong presence on that serving line for the Rise.
Maren Grote comes out. Camila Gomez is back. We've yet to see Molly Lohman tonight, the new addition to this Rise squad. Here's a little tap to the back end and the corner. What a beauty from Grand Rapids. That was Dimitrova.
Such a smart and talented play that she had there. She saw that she was almost over the line, had to really reach, and then to throw it to a deep corner, very impressive.
Evans serves. Dimitrova's had quite a night so far. Shaina Joseph gets the point back for Orlando. It's going to be one of those tight sets finally. They didn't have one of those so far in the first 2. 25-14, the Rise took the first set before Orlando countered 25-17 in the second. Gillen serves. Chassé, Evans, wants Pritchard. Good play by Gillen. Rivera setting it up for Fields. Gomez lays out. Block back to Grand Rapids for Pritchard. Georgia Murphy to the floor to keep it alive. Marathon point at stake. How about Dimitrova? Nothing doing. Gillen. Now they look for Shaina Joseph. Her big swing out of bounds, and the Rise get the point. That was a big one to get, and the Rise come up with the one they needed.
You know, I don't know why, but the longer the play, the more at stake I feel that point is. It's such a momentum swing.
Block at the net. How about Kathy and Dimitrova? That settles another point. The Rise are up by 4. You don't often, it doesn't feel like you have a lot of marathon points in this league. They come in kind of few and far between, but they're so impactful. Usually the teams that get those big, long contested points are the ones who win these sets. Dimitrova with a big swing, but that one a misfire, out of bounds. 18-15, Grand Rapids' lead is 3. Well, Dimitrova's entitled to a miss here and there. She has been carrying Grand Rapids tonight. Michaela White serves. Chassé, Evans wants Dimitrova. Big swing, Gillen handles for Orlando. They put it to Joseph. Gomez down to keep it alive. Grand Rapids setting up Chassé. Big swing, kept alive. And a free ball over to the Rise. Evans for Dimitrova, a block. That's Skylar Fields, and that's 2 straight for Orlando. The Rise lead is 2, 18-16.
That was a huge wall put up by the Valkyries. You have Skylar Fields and Kaz Brown both together, 6'3", 6'4", throwing their arms up in front of Amelia Dimitrova. She really had nowhere to go on that ball.
Pritchard goes out. Shannon Scully returns. She came in towards the end of the second set, so Kathy George will counter with Scully once more. White serves. Gomez. Evans looking for Chassé, and there's the point. That one nearly left Van Andel Arena. What a fastball from Air Claire. 19-16. After this point, we'll give you the attendance tonight. Kathy serves and nearly ends up as an ace. Instead, Kathy bumps, Evans sets it up, and down it goes from Maren Groves. The Rise lead goes back to 4. Our attendance tonight, 3,252. 3,252 at Van Andel tonight. We've got a timeout on the floor. We'll take 30 seconds with them. 20-16 Grand Rapids over Orlando in a pivotal third set. It's Rise Volleyball on YouTube and 96.1 The Game.
What an absolutely beautiful spring evening in the Midwest as we welcome you live to Grand Rapids. This is Pro Volleyball Federation. And on the left side, Chassé with a set point swing.
Tom to Temi, and she wins it for San Diego.
Pass by Sponsel. And Kaz Brown, absolutely spectacular.
Kathy George trying to get her team back to 500. The 8-9 Grand Rapids Rise in a pivotal third set. We're all tied at 1. The Rise trying to strengthen their hold on a potential playoff spot. In third place in the Pro Volleyball Federation, they lead Orlando 20-16. Dan Hasty, Katie Olson, John Ilk back in the studio, and we get a substitution for Grand Rapids. And Sarah Sponsel comes in for the first time, and she goes to the service line for GR. Haven't seen a whole lot of Sponsel lately, Katie.
No, definitely making the move for a defensive advantage.
Serve over. Rivera teeing it up for Skylar Fields. Kept alive for a moment, but not long enough. Point goes to Orlando. It's 20-17.
We're seeing that double sub for setter blocker for the Valkyries. You're having Carly Graham come back as a setter.
And usually when she comes in, she's going back to the line. Sponsel and Kathy out for Grand Rapids. Gomez is back. Looks like Scully joins her. Kathy George mixing and matching. They all know the value of this third set. Graham pushes it across. Evans teeing it up for Chassé. Didn't get what they wanted that time. Here's a chance for Grote, nearly put it down. Free ball comes back. Scully, Evans, wants Dimitrova. Big swing, but collected by Orlando. They pop it over, and it falls in the middle of the campfire for the Valkyries. 20-18, 2 straight points when Orlando needed the most.
What a smart play by Carly Graham. She looked at where her defenders were, and she's like, you know what? No one's even near the middle of the court. Puts it down for a kill.
Serving 22, Carly Graham.
Carly Graham with her 3rd straight serve. Points at a premium here in the 3rd. Chassé, Evans, back to Claire. Down it goes. Point Grand Rapids, and they needed that one. 21-18, thanks to Air Claire.
Yes, it's Amelia Dimitrova.
Now Amelia Dimitrova, who has been outstanding tonight, goes to the line for the Rise. Popped up, big swing from Fields. And the Valkyries get the point back. Rise can afford to trade points right now. Orlando's got more work to make up. Fields comes out.
You see Paula Sorame coming in to serve. They're definitely making a defensive serving move.
Sarame over for Chassé. Evans wants Dimitrova, and there's a point for Grand Rapids. You can make all the defense for offense switches you want, but it's hard to trump Amelia Dimitrova.
Especially when she's going off high hands. Those are such hard balls to dig. She adds her 14th kill of the night.
Chassé serving for Grand Rapids. Murphy, Rivera. Big swing, and it comes right back. A lot of pinball movement on the Orlando side, right back to Grand Rapids. Evans setting up Dimitrova, kept alive. Another chance. And a quick put down out of bounds. Last touch goes off of Orlando, thanks to Ashley Evans, the setter, with a surprise here in the 3rd.
Being offensive as a setter is so important to really keep the defense on the other side on their toes.
Oh, that's a really big point for Grand Rapids to get. Now they lead it by the score of 23-19. So Rise can just trade points here to get through set number 3. When you've got a 4-point lead in a high leverage set like this, 23-19, you're just a couple of points away. Are you just trying to boil it down to the basics, or are you just trying to get out of there as fast as you can?
Right now, you need to keep your eyes ahead and not look back in that rearview mirror. You need to step on the gas and keep going. You're not going to play not to lose, because as soon as you start doing that, you make weird mistakes that are just not normal. Do what you know how to do. Get your feet to the ball. Keep the ball in front of you. Set your hitters. Don't try to do anything too fancy here.
This 3rd set has been a bit of a trouble spot for Grand Rapids over the course of this season. In the 1st and 2nd sets combined, Grand Rapids is 22-12. But in the 3rd set, they're 6-11 this year. 3rd set has not been kind to Grand Rapids. They seem to come out of the gates firing. That 1st set's always been best for them. 12, now 13-5 this season. So if they can get the 3rd set, they'll have not 1 but 2 chances to take a very important match. Chassé to the service line. Over Murphy, Graham, and down it goes from the middle. And a big swing from Kaz Brown.
So quick.
I see what you're saying about how fast they get to those sets from Rivera.
Yeah, she's almost already, Kaz Brown is almost already swinging by the time it comes out of the setter's hands. And it's rather impressive that Carly Graham can come in for Wilma Rivera and be able to set that same ball.
There's Carly Scott. Chassé, Evans. Pritchard didn't get what they wanted. Fight at the net, tapped. Net touch, Orlando, point Grand Rapids, and it's set point here at Van Andel. Amy Pauley, the head coach of the Valkyries, wants to talk things over with Brianna Spain, our first referee, at the pin.
Looks like they're arguing about was the setter over or not. So the call was Carly Graham reached over, broke the plane of the net, and as a back row setter, you're not allowed to reach over that plane. So it looks like the call stands and Marengro is back to serve.
And it's not something that they'll challenge here. I'm not sure it's something they can challenge here. But either way, 24-20 Grand Rapids has them standing here at Van Andel Arena. Marengro to the service line. In front of 3,252 in Grand Rapids tonight. They still looking at this perhaps?
Looks like they're looking at something over there. I didn't see the challenge, rectangle box go up.
And I think they were all set to go too. Well, either it's a Rise 4-point lead or it's a 2-point third set. So this one has a lot riding on it. And look, the PVF wants to make sure that they get these calls absolutely right. So
yeah, these ones are a little more challenging because since Carly Graham stands at 6 feet tall, she's able to reach a little bit further over that net, but you're not allowed to break that plane.
Now we're set to go. Grand Rapids 1 point away from taking a 2-1 lead. Grote comes over. Into the net it goes momentarily. Free ball comes back. Chassé, Evans sets it up. Caffey didn't get what she wanted. Evans back for Pritchard. Big swing kept alive. Chassé looking for Pritchard with a big swing. She lands it. It finds the floor, and the Rise are up 2-1. Something about Erica Pritchard against Orlando. She's going to be on a wanted poster somewhere near Disney World. Let's go to the fourth set. 2-1 Grand Rapids, now with the lead and a chance to close out and get a big match win on this Thursday night. Going to the fourth after this, it is Rise Volleyball presented by U of M Health West.
Omaha, Nebraska, where champions rise and dreams come alive. Get ready for an electrifying weekend of pro volleyball action. The inaugural Pro Volleyball Federation Championship takes over CHI Health Center. Witness the top 4 teams of Pro Volleyball Federation battle it out for eternal glory and $1 million bonus. The match for $1 million, May 15th and May 18th. Secure your ticket today.
Cash Brown just too good.
Crossed to Edmond. And there. Out on a Lasariva.
Nye, he's just an assassin.
Back here at Van Andel, going to set number 4. It's 2-1 Grand Rapids on top of the Orlando Valkyries. We'll start the fourth set momentarily. Dan Hasty, Katie Olson, and KO. That was a big-time response from Grand Rapids. After the disappointment of the second set, now they find themselves with a chance in set 4 and 5 if they needed to get a very important win here tonight. What changed in the third?
The Rise went right back to their game plan that they did in set 1. They got the Orlando Valkyries out of system. That has been their game plan. You did not see the use of the middles as much in that set. And then getting a team out of system makes it a lot easier for your front line blockers to really line up with those attackers, making it way harder for Orlando to score.
3,252 here enjoying the Rise and the Valkyries tonight. It's only 3 more home matches. And you think about how important this win is, obviously, for that 3rd spot in the PVF, but it's also important because Grand Rapids is going to go on the road for the next 3 matches.
Yes, and if you look at aside from the top 2 teams, the bottom 5 teams, you're seeing everyone around 500. So you're playing each of these teams 4 times, and a lot of the times they're splitting. So every win that you can get matters.
Erica Pritchard serves and starts us off in the 4th set. Nearly ended up acing it. Here's Gillen with a big shot. Too strong, and the Rise get the first point of the 4th. Pritchard again. Rivera sets it up for Gillen with a big swing. And one too many for Grand Rapids.
Point Valkyries.
It always feels like when Grand Rapids tries to build and take that next step, Jill Gillen's just waiting to put that fire out.
She's the one player on the other team that you're just like, oh, why won't she go away?
Kaz Brown to serve. Gomez for Evans, setting up the middle and a big swing from Caffey. Didn't get it though. Evans for Dimitrova. Good play towards the net. Fought over, and another chance for Grand Rapids. Gomez sets it up, and Dimitrova gives the Rise the lead in the 4th. Amelia Dimitrova gets it down.
We are seeing a little bit of a lineup change for the Valkyries. You're seeing Ashani Teeler in, and she's from Kentucky in the right side position.
There's a Gillen swing, comes up. Evans, Caffey, and Dimitrova right back. A little bit of traffic there. Chance from the back row. Now Pritchard sets it up right by the net. There's Chasse. Murphy goes down to get it for Orlando. Boy, this one's all kind of discombobulated. Here's Dimitrova, comes right back. Evans wants Chasse, restoring order to the 4th set. Air Claire makes it 3-1. Boy, that was as clunky as a marathon point can get.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was the cleanest volleyball there, but there were a lot of touches.
Rivera setting it up for Gillen, pops it over, down goes Grand Rapids. A chance at the net, still kept alive. That was a good play by Evans. Now she has to go down and get it. Caffey setting it up, Dimitrova, big swing, the ball finds a point. Down to the floor, and the Rise have 4 of the first 5 in set 4. How about Kayla Caffey setting up that time? Now she gets a chance to serve. Former Texas Longhorn. Big presence for this squad. Kept alive there. Good play, Evans. They've got to put it back, and Caffey does. Rivera tees it up. Kept alive momentarily. Going to be real tough to get it over, and Caffey does. What a play. Kept alive on a dig. That was Pritchard. Here's a big swing. Dimitrova lands it. It finds the floor, and it's 5-1. What a play. A team effort by the Rise.
Wow, that all started with a dig by Erica Pritchard. To be a left-handed setter brings so much power from Wilma Rivera, and then able to get such a great pass for Amelia.
That was electric. Rivera setting it up from the back row, kept alive. Dimitrova for Chasse. Down it goes, and the Rise have a 5-point lead in the 4th. Timeout, Orlando. What a start in set 4 for Grand Rapids. We step aside with them. Lots of smiles in that Rise huddle. 6-1 Grand Rapids with a 2-1 set lead. Pro Volleyball from GR on Rise Radio and TV. for Grand Rapids, Dan Hasty, Katie Olson. So one of the things that you notice when you look through the numbers for this one, and we saw Camila Gomez end up with 20 digs in the contest against Atlanta. She's got 14 so far, but Ashley Evans has 17, and also Erica Pritchard, who just had a really big dig during that last sequence, now with 11. How big of a difference has that been, and how much of a factor has that been tonight?
It really has. You know, Ashley Evans leading in the dig category is not something you see very often from a setter. You know, if I'm coaching a team, I'm like, hit the ball at the setter. They can't play defense. You've been taught that. You know, I'm a setter, so we've been taught that we can't play defense for our whole life. It's what people say we can't do. So her digs, I think she's had 3 pancakes, which aren't too common that they actually get those completely up in this match.
It's a really, really big time to have a big night. Split the season series, but given where we are on the calendar, it goes down pretty big for whoever gets it. Graham keeps it alive from the back row. Now a set from Caffey and a big swing from Dimitrova, but it's blocked. Fight at the net, teed up, and down it goes with Maren Grote. She finds the floor, and the Rise have 8 of the first 9 in the 4th. This kind of looks like what we saw for a portion of that first set. Caffey once more. It was Caffey back in that first set too. Tipped up, kept alive. Evans, big swing. Maren Grote right into your living room. It's 9-1. Setting up the middles. That one had some extra heat on it. Nine serving 1 here in the 4th. What do we have here?
Looks like we have an outer rotation call. You see it?
Oh my goodness. And if it hasn't been clear enough that Orlando is a little shell-shocked by this 4th set start.
You saw Kathy George going up to that front line, and she was calling like outer rotation immediately. So
is that technically also a coach's point?
You know, I'm going to give it to her. If we had a little stat sheet for her, she's got the point there.
And now Orlando's going to talk about it. 10-1, the Rise have started set 4 with a flourish. They've got the lead. Do not forget, next time we will be on these airwaves with you, whether it be on 96.1 The Game or YouTube. It'll be back-to-back nights, May the 4th, when San Diego comes to town for the first of 2 on 2 straight nights, 5 o'clock on Saturday, 4 o'clock on Sunday the 5th. You can get tickets at grrise.com.
I'm feeling the love in here.
And this is about as lopsided as it gets, but again, still a lot of work and a lot of set left to be played. You get that stretch in the middle of a set, it's a lot more impactful, but right now the Rise still have to find a way to keep the pedal on the floor.
Yeah, definitely. They can't let up at this moment. I know 9 points, 10-1 seems like a lot, but it can be changed in a matter of, you know, a momentum swing since it's such a big thing in volleyball.
Wanted to shout out our friends from the Court Captains podcast. I have a feeling they're probably in the YouTube chat. What do you think? Seems like a pretty safe bet. For coming out and hanging out with us during our last home match. That was during the Vegas contest. And you can find them wherever you get your podcasts. Was listening to them on the way in here today. telling us all about their trip to Grand Rapids, and if I was a betting man, I'd say that they'd probably be making a few more trips before this season is over. Caffey serves, nearly ended up on the floor. Big swing and a point for Orlando to stop the bleeding.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful set by Carly Graham. Faked out Marin Groh and set a one-on-one.
And that was Adora Anai. We have not said her name a whole lot tonight. Chassé for Evans. Back to Claire. Sent right back. Evans trying to set up the middle. Big swing. Nothing there. Evans wants Dimitrova this time. Tapped. Dimitrova wanted a whistle. Didn't get it. Now another big swing. And finally, the point is settled for Grand Rapids. Dimitrova was calling for something there, Katie. What was it?
I think she was saying net. Net.
All's well that ends well. 11-2, Grand Rapids leads. And there's the 17-year pro in Amelia Dimitrova. Orlando gets that point back. That is Adora Anai, who has been a PVF Player of the Week. Haven't heard a whole lot from her tonight.
Looks like the Valkyries are a little confused on what rotation they're in and serving sub. That happens sometimes when you make that double, triple sub in the mid-match.
Personnel movement. Yeah, those things can get complicated. Evans teeing it up for Chassé. Big swing, but Orlando keeps it alive. Free ball comes back. Good play by Pritchard. They want Dimitrova. Big swing. Out of bounds. Point for Orlando. 2 in a row. And now both coaches are at the referee spot. Brianna Spain. What do we have here? Let's hear.
I think that's where we should put a microphone from here on out.
Well, we can hear Brianna Spain if a challenge gets initiated. So that's what we're listening for right now. Amy Pauley is the head coach. Well, now that we've alienated 50% of you, 11-4, Grand Rapids leads. And that one ends up down for another Orlando ace. They've got a long way to go, but that's what what their magic potion was to take the second set. They had 4 of those. Grand Rapids needing to lock in here. Pritchard, Evans teeing it up, Dimitrova. Down it goes to Murphy. One more chance. Evans for Chassé. Big swing kept alive. Good play by Anai. At the net, big swing. Gomez goes down to get it for the rise. Evans, Chassé, big swing. There's a point for Grand Rapids. Claire Chassé with a big rise point to stop the Orlando run.
That was some power put behind that ball for Claire Chassé.
Now Chassé gets to serve. Handled, back row attack, block out in front. Now a big swing from Dimitrova. Didn't get what they wanted. Check that, that was Evans. Now Evans setting it up for Dimitrova this time. Fight at the net, comes back to Orlando. They want Skylar Fields, tapped up, Dimitrova gets it. Slide play, Marin Grote. As going down to get it is Joseph. They don't have enough hits. That's 4, and that's a point for Grand Rapids. What a nice play on the slide for Marin Grote, 13-5.
Such a great set by Ashley Evans. You watch it here. She has no block. Maren Grote had no block, and then that diving save by Joseph.
Is that pre-negotiated, or is that just a field play?
It's a field play. You're looking and reading your blocker.
Here's Skylar Fields winding up and getting the point back for Orlando. 13-6 Grand Rapids.
That's one of the hardest things about setting is you got to be squared up to the pin and then also use your right eye to see the other side of the court.
So much anticipation that has to happen there. Evans gives it for Pritchard. There's a right arm hammer from Erica Pritchard, 14-6. And after that hiccup in the second set, Grand Rapids trying to work their way through the fourth like they did the third. They won 25-20 in that one. Skylar Fields taps over. Is it in? No, it's out of bounds. Point Grand Rapids, they're up by 9. Boy, that one just missed. Maren Grote to serve. Out of bounds, 15-7 now your score.
Serving 22, Carly Graham.
There's Carly Graham. Amy Pauley decided to go to Carly Graham in that second set. That was a big decision there. Helped them get that second set. Now a fight near the net. Nothing there. Caffey for Evans from the back row. Chassé didn't have it. Murphy setting it up. Big swing. Joseph blocked right back to Orlando. Quick surprise taken right back. Grand Rapids has it. Evans teeing it up for Pritchard. Good play by Graham to keep it going. Fields swings, stays alive. Chassé has to hit it back, and she does. Good play by Claire. Left side, Fields, big swing. It's down, point Orlando. Wouldn't call it a marathon point, but it was a longer one, and Orlando gets it. Carly Graham pounds it over to the near side. Evans teeing it up for Caffey. Block touch on Orlando. Point Grand Rapids at 16-8. Had to wait for a moment on that one. It is such a fast game down there. It is really amazing that these referees are able to see things the way they do. Now a serve that floats into the nets. That was from Evans. Another service error for Grand Rapids, their second of the set.
Was going for that short serve to take out the middle, but just a little too short.
Serving 20, Paula Serrano.
There's Paula Sarame. That could be a missed opportunity. Pritchard gets a big swing and down it goes. Erica Pritchard's coming out party here in Grand Rapids.
What a night Pritchard is having. She's added her 10th kill, hitting 500.
You get that from one of your outsides, you're in really good shape, especially when it's someone that helps out the likes of Chassé. Block out in front from Caffey. Point Grand Rapids. KC with the big block up front. 9-point Rise lead. It's Pritchard. Over, Graham setting it up for an eye, and another block. How about Amelia Dimitrova? The jack of all trades gives the Rise a 10-point lead.
You know, it's so fun to watch Amelia Dimitrova and Camila Gomez be on the same court together. Gomez and her almost mimic each other cheering.
This one popped up a mile high. Can they get it over? This one's going to take a long hit, and Gomez does just that. What a play by Camila. Set it up. Joseph keeps it alive. Gomez down once again. Fight for this one at the net. Goes to Orlando and Adora Anai. Like Gomez, it is amazing how much ground she covers.
Yeah, her range is insane. Her ability to just see, read, and then her quick twitch reaction is great.
Kathy George praising her team's collective IQ. You got to anticipate if you're going to cover that kind of ground. They tee it up for Chassé. Down it goes, and the Rise are up by 10 once again. 20-10, thanks to Claire Chassé. There's Kayla Caffey, who has been on the service line during a lot of Grand Rapids runs tonight. Big swing by an eye, and this time the Valkyries get a point. 20-11.
Let's go, Rise!
It looks like Kathy George will make a change here. Kayla Caffey out, Erica Pritchard out as well. In comes Shannon Scully. And also bring Gomez back.
You know, it is rather impressive. You're seeing all of the teams in the league going deeper into their bench. A lot of these players have never sat on the bench, then had to come into a game. So seeing how well that works throughout the league.
Here's Chassé with a fastball that gets handled. They got to go out of bounds to keep it alive. Joseph, handled by Evans. Other side, Dimitrova. Big swing. It goes out. Point Grand Rapids. 22 for Amelia Dimitrova tonight. We have seen this Rise squad tested with all different kinds of adversity this year. And now they're beginning to close in. Kept alive. Good play, Dimitrova. Evans for Chassé. Kept alive by Joseph. Murphy teeing it up for an eye. Down goes Chassé to get it. And Grote gets it back and a whistle. The point goes to Orlando after a presumed Grand Rapids net touch.
Yeah, just a little too aggressive on the net there.
And you know what? Knowing your situation is important, and in these wide scores where you're up by 10, you take some chances like that from time to time. Adora Anai to Evans. Trying to surprise everybody, and she does. Ashley Evans putting an exclamation point on a big night already. Rise are up 22-12. Well, she has been digging, setting, and now a big point here late in the fourth. Scully comes out, and Pritchard comes back in. Speaking of pleasant surprises for this Rise squad, Chassé to serve. Over for Graham. Back it goes. Anai handled. Evans wanting Chassé. Comes right back. Great play to keep it alive. Fight at the net. Won by Grand Rapids. And it's 23-12. And Grand Rapids is officially closing in. (23-12). Grand Rapids holds an 11-point lead. Timeout taken by Orlando, who clearly knows how important this one is tonight. Otherwise, they wouldn't be making the kinds of changes as frequent as they have been. Meanwhile, Kathy George a little bit less so on her side. And we have certainly been seeing an outstanding performance in at least 3 out of these 4 sets tonight. But boy, the Rise are trying to end it, and it kind of looks like the way they started it tonight.
Yeah, definitely. They went right back to set one and went with those notes and controlling their side. You're seeing them execute plays that they haven't been executing so much this year. The amount of touches. Ashley Evans has a double-double tonight. You have her digging balls that, you know, she normally doesn't. She has 21 digs and 47 assists. Oh, looks like we had a challenge. They were challenging if there was a net touch fault.
And at this point, you may as well try it out, right?
Yep, looks like she just dunks the ball. No net. Point stays with Grand Rapids, and we have Claire Chassé at the service line.
23-12. Orlando's trying to pull out all those stops. And Grand Rapids just 2 points away. Murphy sending it for Fields. Points, Orlando.
Carly Graham with a long distance set. That was cross court set, beautiful there. Came from Rice University. She was a 3-time Conference USA Setter of the Year, so she comes in pretty decorated. Now we have Carly Scott at the service line.
That's right, the former Michigan Wolverine. Chassé, Evans setting up the slide play for Grote. Turn off the lights. The Rise are 1 point away from one of their biggest wins of the year. 24-13, Grand Rapids has the lead. And a substitution for Grand Rapids, Sarah Sponsel, who we saw momentarily in the second set, goes back to serve to give Grand Rapids one of their biggest wins of 2024. They're 1 point away. They're all standing here at Van Andel Arena. Sponsel over. Graham sets up Fields. Blocked out in front. Ashley Evans gives the Rise the match on Thursday night and one of their biggest wins of the year. The play of the night comes from Ashley Evans on a night where she was sublime. The Rise take down Orlando and rise into playoff position a little bit more securely here on Thursday night.